Hello, hello, and welcome back to Happy Time, Happy Money podcast. And today we have Marcais Bowen. Marcais is financial consultant for the last 5 years. He's supporting families to create their generational wealth, providing concepts, strategies, and tools that leave you empowered for the future. Happy married, has a 13 years old daughter, lives in Canada, and loves outdoors. Hi, and welcome, Marcais.
Hello, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you, Viktoriia, for inviting me. It's a pleasure, it's an honor, and just thank you. Literally, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Well, we'll start from, tell us, how did you get started? What inspired you to do what you're doing right now? What was your journey?
Absolutely, right? So it really started, coming out of my mother's womb. I said, I want to be an insurance broker. No, it wasn't like that. I actually studied mechanical engineering in school. And the year in which I graduated was a recession time. So that's when I had to pivot real quick, what next with respect to careers and work and employment. And, I have my daughter as well at the time as well. So that's when I transitioned into construction because the job I had declared bankruptcy. So I did that for many, many years, very labor intensive, physically demanding, heavy in the body. And I decided, I cannot see myself doing this for the rest of my life, right? Income was good. And I wanted to learn, how does money really work? How do I use and utilize these concepts that, the affluents may be using to, build wealth, not just for themselves, but for other generations. And that's when I sat down with a financial planner, learned about, some key financial concepts and strategies. And I said, this is information everyone needs to know. Why is this not taught in school? So that's when I transitioned into actually getting my license and then sharing this with as many families and individuals as much as possible to really just educate them and empower them on how money works, how to leverage investment, how to leverage insurance to build wealth, not just for today, but for future generations. And I don't know, it's been an amazing 5 years since.
Awesome. Love it. So you said you do life insurance. So why is it important and what it is? Let's just elaborate on what it is.
It's I believe it's so pivotal to one's financial journey, right? I use the analogy of a financial hierarchy. And at the bottom of this hierarchy, as you're climbing through this pyramid, ultimately, when it comes to managing one's finances, you want to ensure you have the right protection in place, right? And that's where insurance is so pivotal, right? Not primarily just life insurance, but there's delivery benefits, critical illness, disability. But from a life insurance perspective, as you're living one's life, you have no idea when that time's going to come. You have all these financial, I'd say, obligations or responsibilities or goals that you're working towards. And in the event that you don't fulfill on those financial goals during your lifetime, this is where life insurance kicks in to really provide your family with the financial means necessary to keep those promises that you guys made together.
Cool. So why is it important to have?
Well, it's really important to have because it's that risk mitigation aspect of it, right? It's one thing to say, or one will leverage investments. Investments will help one to reach their financial goals. And the insurance aspect of it is what is there to really solidify that and ensure you keep your financial goals, right? So this is why it's so important to have insurance part of your financial household, your financial structure.
I love that. So right, we're investing to make more money, right? To make money on money, and then we want to save those money because the high risk investments can go down and you can lose money. So you got to invest in insurance. That is, well, tell us more about, you said, it's a medium risk. So as we know, it's not that risky. So if somebody doesn't invest at all, where they can start and what they can do for it.
Yeah, perfect. So if someone's not investing, I highly recommend, get started. It's people always try and, time the market. It's not timing the market. It's your time in the market. How long are you invested for? So I always say, get started with whatever you have right where you're at and invest into stocks or invest into funds. If you're not familiar with how, quote unquote, the stock market works or what company to buy, that's where I always recommend buying a portfolio of funds, right? Really leveraging that fund-based investing, where you have the portfolio managers selecting the right funds for you or selecting different companies so that you can really, maximize and diversify your income. So investing into like the index funds, that is where I'd honestly recommend one to begin to get started. And since like 1915, if you didn't invest into like the S&P or in the index, it's only gone up. It's only gone up. So that is where I would recommend anyone who's just getting started to start investing.
Absolutely. Yeah. S&P 500, one of the greatest index funds, I think, in history.
100%.
Awesome. Well, what is the number one mistake that people are making in their finances?
I would say one of the biggest mistakes people are making with respect to their finances is not paying attention to it. It's avoiding it. How do I know? Because I did that at one point in my life. So many, and with the clients that I am speaking about too, they just avoid it. They see their financial responsibilities and they don't want to look at it. They want to pay attention to it. And when you're not paying attention to your finances, and I always believe if you don't give money a place to go, if you don't give money at home, you'll find a place to go. So ignoring it doesn't help one's financial situation. So, leverage your budget, assess your financial situation, and every great business owner or business checks their finances, right? At the month end, year end. So why not apply that same principle and concept to your personal finances?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. And the last question that I always ask on this podcast is to fill in the blank question. So fill in the blank for me in that sentence. If you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
Wow. If you really knew me, then you would know I do not love working out and I love a good fitness challenge.
Okay, so elaborate on that.
Oh, it's crazy, right? For me, I see that as like a chore. It's a thing to do. It's like, I don't have time for it. Now, if you say like, Marcus, I bet you can't do this, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's the ego that kicks in, but or having a good sweat every now and then, or pushing my body to like a limit, that excites me. Then I'll do that one time, and then I'm good. I'm accomplished.
Awesome. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I know that you providing as a free gift or just a consultation session in Instagram. And is that right? Oh, I think you froze. Can you hear me?
Say that again? Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. All right. You froze for me. So I know you're providing a free consultation so generously to our audience. Is that right?
That is correct, right? So I guess it's in the show notes. Go ahead.
Yes, I will link everything in show notes. If you love this episode, just send a message to Marcus or me. Give us any feedback or anything you would like to just connect to. Just send messages. Don't sit and think about it for a year. Just do it. We're not gonna bite. So thank you so much, Marcus, for coming over and sharing your knowledge. And I wish you have an amazing day. And everybody who's watching, scroll down. There is going to be a link to our webpage and where you can find all the video, audio, transcript. Like if you want to listen again, write it down and transcript, go get it. All the information and links that I mentioned is going to be there. Thank you for watching and listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye for now.